Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas, and in this video I'm going to show you how to grow your email list using video for free using a service called Wistia. Okay, so if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know there's two things that I'm a really big fan of. One of them, of course, is video, obviously since I am making videos every single week, and also growing an email list. And I won't rehash everything I've talked about in the past about growing an email list, but I will kind of touch on some of the basic bullet points, which is that you can have a Facebook page, you can have a huge Instagram following, you can have a ton of Twitter followers, but the problem with those platforms is that you do not own them. Not only do you not own them, the engagement rate on what you get with a tweet or an Instagram post is nowhere near the level of an equally engaged email list. And the reason is because an email as it lands in your inbox is something that, unless you're somebody who allows your inbox to get way out of control, which I'm not judging anyone, but if you're somebody who regularly checks and organizes your inbox, you're going to see that message, as opposed to if somebody sends out a tweet at 3 p.m. and you're not on Twitter at 3 p.m., you're not going to see that tweet. And so it's for that reason that an email list continues to be the most valuable asset of anyone who wants to build a business or a brand on the web. The other part I mentioned, of course, is that it's really important that you own it. If Twitter decides that they don't want to exist anymore tomorrow, you lose all that equity that you had in Twitter. Same for Facebook, or even if Facebook or let's say Instagram gets sold to another company who changes the algorithm so that you don't get seen as much, again, you have no say and no control over that. You can't export your list of followers, as opposed to with email, you can. Okay, so all of that out of the way, the thing that you have to do then once you decide that email is going to be a big part of your business or brand building venture is that you have to start to create some ways, some creative ways to start growing that email list. Now, the most common, and it's still a great way to do it, is to create some sort of PDF or guide or download that you can then offer someone in exchange for that email address. So we've talked about in the past setting up a free ConvertKit account, which you can do over at rightly.tv/ConvertKit, and I'll leave a link below. But you can set up a nice landing page that tells people what they're going to get for free, what the advantage is of that item, and what you're going to share with them in that free PDF or ebook or guide. And then once they go through and they enter in their email address, they get sent an email, which then has a confirmation link confirming them to be adding them to your list, and at the same time downloading that free guide. They're on your email list, and then you can start emailing them useful resources and tools from there on out. However, one of the things that I've been talking about more recently is how powerful video is as a platform. Video is becoming the number one and the most prominent way to get a message across, and it makes sense. We're all on our devices. We've got our phones, our tablets, our TVs, and our computers, all of which are becoming more and more geared towards high quality video. So not to say people don't read, not to say people don't like podcasts. Both still have their place and they're really popular. But the amount of value that you can deliver in a video goes unmatched in my personal opinion, because you can actually show somebody a process. You can actually give somebody a behind the scenes look. You can teach them, as I do many times in this or on this channel and in my videos, how to do something when it comes to software or tools or something on your computer or on your phone or on your tablet. So fortunately, as I've been looking around for some different ways to, again, provide value in exchange for an email address, one of the things that I did recently is create a free 1-hour training, which I will leave a link below if you'd like to check that out. But that aside, one powerful way that you can actually incentivize someone to join your email list is to create a video. Now, the challenge with this, at least what used to be the challenge, is that in order to do a setup like this, you have to custom code something, or you have to create some sort of page that you protect, that you have to find a way that somebody can't just share the URL to the Vimeo or YouTube video that you're sharing, because if they just share it, then nobody's going to get added to the email, to your email list. They're not going to sign up for the rest of the updates that you want to give to them. So that's why there is Wistia. So Wistia has the ability to actually allow the user to press play on the video, and then as they're watching the video, you can determine a time at which they have to enter in their email address in order to continue. So you can say 15 seconds into my video, I want them to enter in a URL or enter in their email address, at which point they can access the rest of the training. So I'm still a huge proponent of offering the vast majority of things that you do for free without requiring a login. That's why if you're watching here on YouTube, you don't even have to subscribe to the channel. You don't have to provide me an email address. You don't have to provide me anything. I appreciate it when you do subscribe, but you don't have to, right? You can just watch it. The great thing about using something like Wistia in order to require an email address to access the content is that at this point, you're going to be providing some much higher level of training. Like I said, when the case in which I have implemented this is a 1 hour training. It's very in-depth. You get a lot of information packed into this one training. So it's up to a level where I would typically charge for something like this, but I'm offering it for free. So in those type of cases, if you've got some information that you want to share, even something as simple as taking your 10 tips that maybe you are going to put into a PDF, instead just putting these into a nice simple video where people get to see you, they get to see your office setup, they get to see your camera setup, which again is something that we talk about in the free training, which is how to make better videos. But again, it's more engaging, it's more interactive, and I think personally, it's also more interesting. Okay, so without any further delay, let's go ahead and take a quick look at how to do this, how to get one of these videos set up that require an email address or opt-in in order to view. Okay, so here we are at Wistia.com. I'm not an affiliate, so you can just head on over to Wistia.com and you can go ahead and create your free account. So let's go ahead and Wistia.com. I'll go ahead and open this in an incognito window so you can take a look at how this is. You can just click try it for free, or you can go down to the product and the pricing, and then you can just sign up for free. So you get 3 videos, you get 1 channel, 250 channel subscribers, and most, from what I can tell, most if not all of the features are actually included in the free version. So you can just sign up for free, and if at any point in time you're gonna need more than 3 videos, you can just go ahead and upgrade to their pro. But myself, I'm just using their free version. So I've already created an account. So in order to do this, let's go ahead and click on create. And we're going to create a new video. And at this point, you're going to see this screen where you're going to upload your video. So let's say that I've created this course, and I have. I'm going to just keep this in my default project. But let's say that I've created a course, and I wanted to offer the first video in the course for free if they opt in with their email address. So you'll see that this will begin the process of uploading. Okay, so we'll see that that video has uploaded. So now we're just going to click on the video itself, and we can see that it's going to go through the process of encoding, so that may take some time. But all we're going to do is we're going to click on customize, and there's a ton of features packed in here, but we're just going to focus on the one called turnstile. So we're going to turn that on, and as you can see, automatically before the video starts playing, it's got this part where it says enter your email address to view the video, and then you can ask for people's first and last name. If we scroll down here, we'll see here that I have an option for my ConvertKit list. So the cool thing is that I've actually connected my ConvertKit account via API key to my Wistia account. So it automatically pulls from the lists of forms that I have in ConvertKit. So all you have to do is go on over to your ConvertKit account. And then what you can do is you can actually pick from a form that you've already created, or you can just create a brand new form, and then you'll just go through form. I would typically recommend just doing inline and then Claire. And then you can go through and you can also set up any of the extra features that you want as well. One of the ones that I'm going to recommend in particular, you got to be a little careful with this because it could affect your deliverability, but instead of doing an incentive email, we want to uncheck that so that once people type in their email address into that video, they will automatically be registered. They won't have to double confirm, meaning that there's not going to be a confirmation email that they have to click confirm. It will just automatically confirm them. So in essence, but you want to be careful. They do give you a warning about that, which you're going to have to keep in mind. Without this email, your list and deliverability may be at risk. Again, if people just decide to start typing in random email addresses, those are just going to get added to your list. So you got to be very careful whether or not you want to add that. I kind of go back and forth on that, but I just want to make it as simple for the user as is humanly possible. Okay, so what we've got here is you can either pause the video at the beginning, or you can click to have it display when people hover over. So what we want to do is we want to do to pause the video, and then I want to say, let's say 7 seconds into my video, I want this to pop up. You can decide whether or not you want to ask for their first and last name. I typically don't. But you can if you want to be able to access a little bit more information. Then what you're going to do is you could either keep this the same, or you could say something like, enter your email address below to get instant access. I think that's something similar to what I did on my page. You can add some text below that too if you want to as well. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select one of those forms that you created over in ConvertKit. Now, one of the things that you can do as well, let's go ahead and make sure I click save. That's going to be really important. Now, one of the other options that you have in here as well, and this is totally optional, you can select whether or not they have this option to skip. So if you don't want to require them to do it, you can. We'll just go ahead and uncheck that, and then we'll go ahead and click save. And one of the things you might be wondering is, how do I actually add in my email service provider, and do I have to use ConvertKit? The answer is no. So you can actually just go under account and then to integrations. I've got my ConvertKit account already added. So all that you have to do is you just scroll on down, you click on yours, and they're going to ask for your API key, which you're going to be able to find in your account under ConvertKit or whatever email marketing service you're going to use. It's going to be some sort of API key that they're going to ask you to paste in here. So let's say, for example, if you used MailChimp, looks like you can just click to automatically connect to your account. But like I said, with something like ConvertKit, it is going to just ask for your API key. Once you've connected that, you just head back over to Content, to your project, and then into that specific file. So let's go ahead and give this a test. We'll see here if I click play. You'll see that that will start to play the video, and I think it was 7 seconds. We should see, there you go. You see it's going to ask for my email address, and if somebody fills in their email address, they are going to be added to the list or to the form that you had created in ConvertKit. So what I do from there in terms of my process, I actually just finished setting this up, is I've actually created a drip sequence. So that what happens is that somebody gets this tag added to them, and then they get VSM free training. They get that added, that tag added, and then they get another tag added telling me that they are currently in the drip sequence. Then they go through this drip sequence right here, at which point they get each of these individual emails on specific days. Once they're done with that whole drip sequence, then they have this particular, let's scroll back up. And then once they finish the drip sequence, they have that status tag removed, so I know that they are done with that drip sequence. So you can be as simple or as complex as you want to. If you just want them added to your email list in general, all you got to do is create a form, connect that form, and then you're set. As soon as somebody types in their email address and presses play, then they're going to be able to continue watching. Okay, so once you've got all your settings correct, so let's go ahead and overview this one more time just as kind of a recap. Again, I do pause video, but you can overlay on hover if you want. The time, I want 7 seconds in. I don't want the first name and last name. I don't want the users to be able to skip. I can change the play button if I want as well. And add any lower text if I want to, and then I've connected it to a form. So everything looks good. I'm gonna click save, and we're ready to go. So now you got two options. You can either embed this on your website, or you can just link to the standalone page on Wistia. So what I can do is click embed and share, and you can just take this code that they give you under inline embed, and then you can paste this onto a web page on your website. That works great. That's what I've done. But if you don't have a website, or if you don't want to use your website, you can just go ahead and copy the link, and then this is going to be a self-hosted or a hosted page right there within Vimeo. One of the other things that I did not mention, which I changed on the video that I created that's currently on my website, is the actual color scheme. So you can actually go under appearance, and you can pick, if you don't want their standard blue, maybe you want to change that to whatever branding fits best for you. You can just click save, and there you go. So now it's green. So we can go back to that page, and there we go. You see, that makes it nice and simple to set up. Let's go ahead and test that one more time. So we should be able to see 7 seconds in. There we go. And now it's created a nice little opt-in for people to be able to get full access. And again, that's kind of a free feature. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully you found that helpful, kind of a new, interesting way to provide value in exchange for an email address. I'm going to leave links to all the resources that we talked about in this video down below in the description. So as always, if you found this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like it as well, and hit that bell notification button so that you're sure to get notified every single time I create a new video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this episode of Rightly TV. Be sure to click on one of the other episodes on this page. Plus, head on over to rightly.co, where you'll be able to create a free account, which will give you access to all the videos, the podcast, articles, downloads, and more. Again, head on over to rightly.co, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.